Thank you for watching GCTV. I'm Christopher Gohlke, News and Multimedia Editor for Global Custodian. I'm here at the New York Stock Exchange with Walt Lukken, CEO of New York Portfolio Clearing and former chairman of the CFTC. Could you give me an overview, Walt, of the NYPC?
Sure. New York Portfolio Clearing is a clearinghouse for derivatives that was really born out of the financial crisis. I think there was concern coming out of the financial crisis that more products in the United States need to come through clearing houses, and also recognizing that as that demand increased, that margin efficiencies and capital efficiencies were needed for this space. So New York Portfolio Clearing is simply a clearinghouse that combines both the cash positions of government securities that are cleared at the Fixed Income Clearing Corporation under DTCC's watch, with futures that are traded through NYSE Life US, the futures exchange arm of the New York Stock Exchange, and cleared through NYPC. And those efficiencies are born out of the single margin or one-pot margin calculation that we provide to customers. And because you're bringing both the cash and the hedged positions together, you're providing capital efficiencies to the marketplace.
So this is a joint venture between DTCC and NYSE Euronext. Could you outline the respective roles of the two organizations?
Sure. This marriage, I think, was born out of necessity and an understanding that they bring complementary aspects to the joint venture. DTCC is a well-known clearinghouse that's been in existence for a long time on the cash securities side. Certainly they have significant, well-understood risk management capabilities as a clearinghouse. New York Stock Exchange, with its brand and its stability, but also has clearing technology that they primarily use in Europe. So bringing those two things together was very complementary. And I think 18 months ago, when they decided to sit down and talk about this, they realized the potential of this partnership, and a marriage was born.
Okay. The CME Group, of course, dominated the fixed income derivatives clearing space up until this point. How does NYPC differ, and will it change the landscape of clearing?
Well, we understood that in order to provide competition in this space, you needed a catalyst. You simply weren't going to throw up another exchange and clearinghouse without any value proposition and that people would come. It's unlike the field of dreams. If you build it, they will come. You had to provide something for them to come to. And so what we did is we sat down and we realized that building this integrated clearinghouse with DTCC, you could provide not only the margin capital efficiencies that I spoke about, but also significant operational efficiencies. So this is one-stop shopping for firms that are looking for clearinghouse needs. And so they can come and realize that there's operational efficiencies in how they move collateral as an organization. Instead of having to do it twice, they'll have to do it one time. There's one margin call. The deliveries of Treasury futures, when they come into delivery in the futures mechanism, are straight through processing with FIC, which is a difference than what CME has. So CME, we have lots of respect for CME, and they have a large share of the market share. They have a significant amount of the market share in fixed income products, but we feel that we provide a value added to the marketplace, and hopefully we can make a dent in that market share.
Okay. Central clearing obviously has its opponents and proponents.
Yep.
I think I know which one you are, but can you outline the two arguments?
No, I think, in the Wall Street Journal editorial board has been very vocal about this. I think, clearing is not a silver bullet. I mean, I think there is some confusion that everything, once it goes into a clearinghouse, is somehow you're mitigating risk. Well, no, you're putting risk into a single counterparty, and as a result of that, you have to be very careful about what you put into that clearinghouse. And we are very careful about it. I mean, we go through significant due diligence on the clearing firms that we clear for, the types of products that we bring into the clearinghouse. We want to make sure they're liquid and understood, and we can model the history of them. And so these are all things that we think about as a clearinghouse, because we understand that it is a single point of failure, but a very well-regulated, transparent, risk-managed single point, and we're confident in our risk management skills. So even though clearinghouse, in my view, for certain products are very beneficial, it's not, like I said, a silver bullet.
Okay. Now you're, of course, the former head of the CFTC. Has that impacted your role any here at New York Portfolio Clearing?
Well, it certainly, I think, has colored my view of how I approach things. I mean, I do understand what regulators are thinking about and the aspect of what they would like to have. I mean, that's one thing that I try to bring to light in regards to NYPC is how this is a benefit for the marketplace, for the efficiencies that I've talked about, but it's also a benefit for the regulator. I mean, think about it during the Lehman weekend where DTCC was managing Lehman's book for fixed income cash securities. CME was managing the risk for fixed income futures, but no one saw the whole picture. And so what we've talked about with the regulators, this is going to be one transparent view for everything. You're going to be able to see everything in a portfolio, and as a result, understand the holistic risk of the organization. So we certainly, that's the reason that NYPC works to provide capital efficiencies, is because it mitigates risk. But for regulators, I say it's a win-win because they're able to also see the risk of the system and to be more confident that risk is being managed properly.
Okay. I believe you have another partnership with the Canadian Derivatives Clearing Corp.
Yep.
Could you tell us more about that recent announcement?
Yeah, a couple weeks back we announced that we've entered into a memorandum of understanding with the Canadian Derivatives Clearing Corporation, and they clear a lot of the same fixed income derivatives products in Canada as we clear collectively between DTCC and NYPC here in the United States. So if you think about it, we're trying to, in a clearinghouse, bring in like correlated assets into one clearinghouse. And so we've brought in cash, which is at DTCC. We've brought in futures, and we'll bring in options, hopefully this fall. But the third leg of the stool is swaps. And so the over-the-counter fixed income swap markets range somewhere in the order of $500 trillion notional value. So if we could bring in those products, and these are all products at a firm level that people are working together simultaneously. And so as a clearinghouse, we would like to also bring them into a clearinghouse so that we can see the totality of the risk of a firm. And so rather than run before we walk, we wanted to start with the CDCC and see if we can enter into this partnership to try to clear the fixed income markets for Canada, to build a clearing link that really mimics how these trades happen in Canada, where oftentimes there's a Canadian counterparty and a US counterparty on either side of the transaction. And if we can build that, we think it's scalable, not just for Canada, but for other jurisdictions that may want that type of a service. And so we think this is a great way to cost share in the build of a swap platform potentially. And if we're chosen as that swap platform by the Canadians, we will start that build. But we also see it as an avenue for other jurisdictions around the world. So we think it's a very strategic, important announcement that we had 2 weeks ago.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to add for our viewers?
No, I mean, like I said, for NYPC, we've had a great few weeks since our operations began on March 21st. We cleared our millionth contract a couple weeks back. I think we're about $1.5 million at this point. We have good open interest and volumes seem to be growing daily. So we're very excited about our venture that's backed by these two stable, well-recognized institutions. And hopefully people will keep an eye on us.
All right. Walt, thank you very much.
Chris, thank you.
Thanks for watching.